Welcome to JJ with Joy. I wanted to share how to use the embossing powders today. There's two different ways to use it. You can use it with the same stamp that you stamped and if you do that, they make this, you don't have to have this necessarily, but this is called an embossing magic. It's from Inka Dinka Doo. You're supposed to put this down on your paper first, like it's kind of like it looks like a rosin bag from a violin maybe, but it is not rosin. But it's got some kind of like a powder in it that takes off allowing the magnetism to make things flow everywhere. So you would mark it, you would like wipe it down on your thing first. I mean, it's kind of powdery. I don't know if you can see that, but just wipe it over your project. Then you would get the same stamp if you wanted to use an ink pad. This is an embossing ink pad. It's it has no color to it is the difference. You can use a really juicy regular ink pad. However, pardon me. However, if you do, it will have color to it. This is clear. It will only give you the color of the embossing powder that you use. Okay. There is also this Versa marker, and this is intended to, if you want to do fine stuff, like instead of me doing the whole thing here, it has a tip like that on one end and a tip like this on the other. And that way you can paint in what you want. So, and you have to, okay, so have your embossing powder ready. And I'm going to use black, and I thought I would just go around these people. The other thing is you want to have a piece of paper so you can dump your stuff back in, get it off the table. I might need two, actually, so it doesn't blow everywhere. So I'm going to grab another piece of paper here just because. Okay. And then I'm using an embossing gun. You don't want to use the Heat It one from Tim Holtz because it's intended just to dry your project, not to emboss, okay? But get an embossing tool. I also have this one that, is kind of portable, and it's, by the Paper Studio. But today I'm going to use this. It has a smaller tip on it. It will get very hot, so make sure that you put the wire up to keep it off of your desk. And here we go. I'm just going to go around it with I don't know. But you need to, once you get this on, you got to work kind of fast as far as it will dry out, and you got to get the embossing powder on it. Don't worry about, do a little tap, tap. Make sure it gets down in the yummy jummies. The yummy jummies. And then as you pull it off, you can see that it's there, but it will wipe away. So if you've made a mistake, now's the time to correct it before you blow heat on it. You take a fine paintbrush, and you would using this pen, you really don't have to. But if you're using a stamp, the same stamp, like if I pulled out the same man-woman stamp, it might go over the edges. So this saves it from doing that. I always put my lid on, set it aside, get my paper out of the way. And this is going to be noisy, and I apologize. I'm going to just set this over to the side, and I'm going to put another piece of paper here just because. Keep your hand away from the heat that's coming out. It does take a minute to warm up. I'll do that over here until it gets warm. And then you can, excuse my throat, you can see the magic happen before your eyes. It's kind of dull right there. And here I'm going to add, sorry for the noise. And you can kind of see that when it does turn to plastic, you see it shining, sparkling. And you can do this in different, let let me turn that noise off, sorry. You see how it's turned to plastic and it's all shimmery shiny now? Now if you needed to go back and do more, then you could do again, you know. But that's the way it works. And, you know, I could come back and do the next paint part. I just kind of hated to, I'm always afraid it's going to dry. If you have gone over your line, you know, don't worry. I'm just going to do those little 2 pieces there. Get this back in there. And a little tap, tap. And then we'll do it again. Put the lid back on because you don't want to blow that everywhere. Oh my goodness, no, no, no. Get it hot before you do it. I'm trying to keep it away from the camera. And then I'm trying to look in the camera and see when you can, oh, see it already melted. There it is. Once you get your tool heated up, it doesn't take very long. But anyway, I'll go ahead and finish the rest of this. I just wanted to show you that what it does and how you can do it. And then after it's dry, you can wipe it off. But if you do make a mistake, like I kind of got over too far on the head, on that hat, but it really doesn't matter. So anyway, that is it for me today. I hope you like what you see. If you do, give me a thumbs up and share it if you like. If you didn't know about embossing powders before, you know, it's a lot of fun, but you need to kind of plan a day to just play emboss, 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 because otherwise it's a lot of stuff to dig out. I'm being truthful there. It's a lot to dig out, and I have trouble with plugins, so, you know, I have to, you know, I'm limited on, I just have way too much stuff plugged in. That's my problem. So if you have those issues, think about those before you get into this fun stuff. But otherwise, whoops, about dumped it. You know, there you go. That's what you would need. And anyway, I will see you next time. Subscribe if you would, if you haven't. And if you choose all on notifications, ring the bell, and if you choose all, you'll get everything, but otherwise it doesn't come up that you will get everything. Oh, and there goes something crash. So I guess that's my tip to leave. Anyway, remember your day's full of choices, so choose joy. I'll see you next time.